Good evening and welcome in to the Wire Sports Show. Good evening. Welcome in to the Wire Sports Show. To the right of your screen is Pops, and I am QMP. We are your favorite father-son duo talking sports. And in today's show, of course, we're going to talk about our beloved Dallas Cowboys, Pops. We're going to talk some college sports a bit. We're going to talk some NBA. We're going to also go around the NFL. But first, we're going to visit the world of Major League Baseball. So, Pops, you ready to talk to the people, my good sir?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. I think we got so much to talk to or talk to the people about. But let's get started and get the show going.
All right, let's get it. So, first up, Pops, like I told y'all before, we are the Wire Sports Show. So, even though you do see Cowboys logos and all this stuff, we don't just talk about football. We don't just talk about ball. We talk about all types of ball, baseball, football, basketball. You know what I mean? So, again, it's a Wild Sports Show, y'all. And before we get started, Pops, just want to remind everybody to please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Again, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We we truly appreciate all the love and support. But yeah, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All right. First up, Pops. So the Major League Baseball trade deadline has come and gone. And as many people expected, Mr. Tarek Skubal is now an LA Dodger. And as we see, you know, the Dodgers receive Mr. Skubal in exchange for trading Zaire Hope, River Ryan, and Brady Smith. Now, Cops, again, this was something that was in the making as far as this season was concerned. Everyone figured, he wasn't going to remain a Detroit Tiger. But at the same time, have to understand that, it's not like the Dodgers have a terrible farm system. They have a top five farm system in the league. And then typically when you have this, it means that, um, you're pretty much mortgaging your future. But the Dodgers aren't doing that. They're just trying to make themselves better. Now, what they what they become is the modern day New York Yankees, Pops. As you remember, years past, everybody loved to hate the Yankees because of the fact they kept getting all the premier talent, whether signing to deals or trading for them. And now the Dodgers are the hated team. They won two straight World Series. It's not like they've been super dominant, across the league, but they've gotten it done. So, Pops, what are your thoughts on Mr. Tarek Skubal becoming an LA Dodger and just the all the hate that the Dodgers have received? Like I said, like the years past, the Yankees when in the '90s and just on throughout the '90s when they had the Bernie Williams and the Derek Jeters and all those guys. Let's talk about that.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the Yankees and the Dodgers have both been the premier team in the major leagues anyway, and they always have kind of went back and forth with talent or whatever. And I think you'll go back. I think maybe a few years where the other teams had quite a few players that they traded for too. But as you said, the Dodgers want to make sure they stay on top, and I believe with the acquisition of this young man that they want to make sure they win at least one more World Series. And like you're gonna always have those haters, regardless of whatever goes on or whatever whoever they trade for or whatever. And if they hadn't done that, you might have seen even the Yankees try to do that themselves. So they're just kind of beating other teams to the draw. So hey, haters gonna be haters. So we'll just have to see how it winds up.
Understood. Now, there's two sides to every coin, Pops. So we saw the Dodgers make a big splash, as they always have done here over the last few years. Whether it's again signing someone to a large deal or trading for someone, as they did. Now, before I go into it, we do have a comment from Chef D Solar Things. Appreciate you tuning in. What up? Thank you so much again for tuning in, Chef D. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. But As I said, the two sides of every coin, Pops. So, just to give some context to how many moves were made on the trade deadline day itself, there were 40 moves, 40 trades that were made on trade deadline day. Now, Pops, I know you're a big Rangers fan. Would you like to know how many trades the Rangers made on trade deadline day?
Well, I really do know, but I think it could be a little bit embarrassing. But it kind of seems like I don't know if we have the winning mentality as the other teams do, but maybe it's something they're probably planning later on. Because if you tell me what I'm about to hear you say, well, then I'll just kind of be a little bit ashamed of that. So go ahead and tell me anyway.
Now, before I give you the answer, we got a comment from a man, Texas Kings 88. Yo, brother, appreciate you tuning in. Saying Dodgers overdoing it. Too much star power ain't always a good thing. Got the Brewers or Red Sox winning it all this year. Understood. Like I said, Texas Kings 88. Everybody's loving to hate the Dodgers. As I said, they are the New York Yankees, of days past. As I said, people love to hate the Yankees because they have so much star power and they just got everybody. They got everybody. And again, people just hate, they just want to see them lose. They happy to see them lose. But, we're going to see what happens. But yeah, you're right. As far as the Red Sox and the Brewers, man, they're getting it done. But as I was getting back to, appreciate that comment, Texas Kings 88. But yeah, as I was getting ready to tell you, Pops, the Rangers made a total of one trade, and they got rid of a nice little piece that they had, which was Josh Smith, and they traded
Right.
for, I believe, a relief pitcher, if I'm not mistaken. So, and not to mention, the Rangers have now lost six of their last seven. While they were once, ahead in the division or once division leaders, they did went on to lose 6 of the last 7. So I already know how you feel about the Rangers, and we gonna see. And we got my man Brandon chiming in. I appreciate the comment, brother. My man Brandon saying peace, family. And the Rangers are trash with all caps. Dang, my man, that's just you're hurting Pop's feelings, man. Pops is an avid Rangers fan. I'm not, but he sure is. You hurt his feelings with trash in all caps, bro. Saying trash with their mediocre playing right now. Yeah, they are playing bad. His Pops is agreeing. They are playing bad, but my goodness, bro. Trash in all caps, that's diabolical, man. That's diabolical. But anyway, Chark Scooble is now an LA Dodger. And even he said he just doesn't understand all the hate that the Dodgers are receiving. So, we're going to see. We're going to see. But again, they're getting all the star power. We'll see if it translates into them winning a 3rd straight World Series. Any more thoughts on that, Pops?
I'm gonna kind of refresh people's memory. This may not happen, but if you go back when the Rangers won the World Series, they went on a little losing streak. I think almost about the same time, but before the thing ended up, then they wound up taking the Astros out. So let's just see what happens because no one actually is in control of that division, and so we'll see what happens.
Understood. I knew that comment was coming. I knew you were going to say something to that effect. That they did win the World Series, not too long ago. So I knew you were going to come to their defense, Pop. I knew it. Got another comment from Brandon said, you don't win the pennant playing 500 baseball. And then Texas Kings 88, Rangers still in contention. Remember 3 years ago, my man. See, he got you there. Texas Kings 88. He on the same page with your Pops. All right, y'all. So that's our Major League Baseball few minutes. All right, we're gonna move on. We're moving on to the world of the WNBA. And there was a big trade, y'all. Kelsey Plum, who is a 5-time All-Star in the WNBA, was traded to the Phoenix Mercury, from the LA Sparks to the Phoenix Mercury. This was mainly for the future, the long-term future of the Phoenix Mercury. Kelsey Plum is a hell of a player. And to that effect, just to add more to that, she actually scored 20 points in her debut for the Phoenix Mercury. And she came off the bench, Pops, and scored 20 quick. So Just saying. So we're gonna see how this move helps out the Phoenix Mercury long term. Again, this was not for the immediate future. This for the long term plans of the Phoenix Mercury to see what they're able to do. Because pops, uh, Phoenix Mercury not too long ago, they weren't a bad team. So we're gonna see how this move plays out for them. But what are your thoughts just on this trade in general? Um, the Phoenix Mercury receiving Kelsey Plum.
I'm basically in agreement with you about that being a long-term agreement in a sense because a lot of teams go up and they go down or whatever. And like Phoenix was around for a while there, and so the only thing we can say is the jury's still out on this trade, and we'll see exactly if they did the right thing. So, what do you think about that?
Well, I just think Phoenix Mercury. I really would love to see them back to their winning ways again. Like I said, at one time, and I'm about to read this comment from Brandon. As he's mentioning, uh, the Mercury needed to make up for the loss of Brittany Griner, which, like I said, when they had her on the squad, they were pretty darn good. And the Sparks are in rebuild mode, so they are in rebuild mode. I completely agree. They're in the doldrums of the WNBA right now as far as the record's concerned. So we'll see how things turn out. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out for the Mercury. And Kelsey Plum's a heck of a player. Again, she came off the bench, scored 20 easy in her debut for the Mercury. And on that same note, want to show a little bit of love, pops, to Alyssa Thomas. She's one of the guards for the Phoenix Mercury, and she most recently recorded her 21st triple double. Goodness gracious, if I can speak. So she is the Russell Westbrook of the WNBA, just a triple double machine. She's blowing all the other players out of the water who even have, a few of them in the league. They're not even close to the amount she's recorded. So Alyssa Thomas, who is also a member of the Phoenix Mercury, kudos to you. Just wanted to give you your flowers real quick. Let you know we see you. The Wild Sports Show, we see you with those 21 triple doubles. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're balling out of control up there in Phoenix. So keep it going. Keep it going. All right. So next up, we're going to discuss the world of college sports. Now, Pops, here recently, all these schools had their media days, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, all those big conferences. And, that what came out of that was the SEC was threatening to, we're going to start our own league. This is ridiculous what's going on as far as this college sports bill is concerned. We don't agree with it. We might just do our own thing. Well, quickly how some people change their tune, right, Pop? So now the SEC and Big Ten have voted to support the Congressional College Sports Bill. So changing of the tune there, Pops, from the SEC. Just saying. When 1 minute you're trying to say we're gonna start our own thing, we don't agree what's happening, whatever, and now you're voting to support it. Your thoughts, Pops?
Well, the SEC is they are a good conference, and my thing is this: you can only play yourself so many times where people start getting bored with you guys too. And so if you have a team that like the Big Ten and all of those, and you say, well, hey, hell, I bet you if the SEC played this team or that team, well, they could beat them all. But if you actually do this within your own self, people will get tired of you and your actual conference would start getting bored because people love to see competition. And again, as I say, they get bored. The SEC can't beat that team or whatever because they're only playing each other. So we'll see how this thing works out. But like you said, they crawfished on themselves, and now they figured out, hey, there's more money to be made out there if we play other teams. So we'll see how this works out.
Absolutely. And the thing is, Pops, I mean, obviously NIL is getting out of control. So there's gotta be some sort of uh, wrangling in of all the money that's being thrown out again, we've talked about how Texas Tech and all these other schools are able to, um, you know, pay big bucks to win. They're paying to win, literally, because no one was thinking about Texas Tech other than when Michael Crabtree was there and those boys. You know what I mean? Other than that, Texas Tech was not in the minds of anyone as far as one of the powers of college football. But now with NIL being in play, they can do that. But again, it just shows how much money's being thrown around. And again, there has to be some semblance of control. Now,
Right.
I'm all about players getting their money because for years they have talked about, players being exploited. Student athletes is what we want to call them, which is, just kind of scratch out the student part because we know how much money schools are making, whether it's college basketball or football, how much money they're making off of these players. And for years and years and years, they were never getting their fair share. They're just due from that. But now they are. So again, I'm a fan of that, but it's got to be some semblance of control. You had any other thoughts on this, Pop?
Well, I don't know if you knew it or not, but they showed the president. He was saying a little bit about. They had a meeting about that. They were looking at how these colleges were paying some of these players. But if you continue to go down that road, then the college player won't even need the NFL. They'll probably make enough money playing college or whatever. So it's good that they did what they did because it does have a little cap on it. So I don't disagree with that at all.
Point. We got another comment from Texas Kings 88. He's saying SEC did the right thing, but everybody knows SEC is where the big dogs are, not the ACC. Now, hold on, brother. Hold on, man. I'm gonna need you to relax, Texas Kings 88. I see what you're doing there, brother. Now, I did say, whether it's last year or show before last, that y'all know my favorite college football team is Florida State. And where does Florida State reside? The ACC. So listen, man, don't make me ban you, Texas Kings 88, for your comments. That's just awful, man. I'm gonna need you to relax, brother. But I see what you're doing. Anyway, but yeah, listen. ACC is where those big dogs are for sure. Now, the Big Ten may have something to say about that with the Ohio States and the Indianas and things of that nature. And then Michigan recently, before they had all the turmoil. But I'm just saying, the Big Ten has something to say about this as well. But for years, the SEC has been dominant, as you know, Pops. But there are people that could grow tired of it. But again, it's funny how things change in regards to, where they stood, the SEC stood before during media day, and now how they've since changed their tune. So we'll see. More to come on that, but we're going to see how that goes, as time goes on. But moving on, y'all, moving on. We're going to go to the world of the NBA. Who's the topic of conversation? None other than King James and Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant was in the news here recently, talking about, this quote here. The last time they put 3 20-point scores on a team, they said it was unfair, which was the team I was on. They have got 4 25-point scores on this team. So hell yeah, I think they're going to be a contender. Now, this was Kevin Durant talking about LeBron, goodness gracious, I can't talk today, Pops. LeBron James being part of the Philadelphia 76ers. Does he make them a contender for the NBA championship? And he was talking about his Warriors team. Now, he was trying to make a point here, Pops, because, when it comes down to it, everybody dogged him for joining the likes of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, those boys. Because remember, before he joined the squad, they had won 73 games. And then he decides to join that squad. Well, he's wanting LeBron James to get some of that smoke too. He's like, man, listen, LeBron James, joining this team, why he not getting no smoke? Why I got all the smoke? So what are your thoughts on that, Pops? Kevin Durant coming out saying he thinks the 76ers, with the addition of LeBron James, are contenders, but he's saying LeBron James isn't getting the same smoke he received, when he joined the Warriors.
Well, like you said, I guess what is he? That sounds like a little jealousy or something like to me. I don't know. could be that, and because he's been bounced around a little bit himself. But he wasn't saying that when he won his championship with Clay Thompson and all of them. Everything was good to go. So, like I still say to me, it sounds like a little bit of jealousy right there. So, we see how this thing works out. Now, they haven't won anything yet. I had a friend of mine said that the New York Knicks are going to take Philadelphia in 5 anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, my thing is, I mean, he does make a point, but at the same time, I mean, hey, just let it be. You know what I mean? Let it be. LeBron James is going to, the thing is, they're saying him going to this squad. Well, a lot of people are lauding it because, it's a new atmosphere with him joining a team he has never played for. Fan base, all those things. Philadelphia, as we talked about before, is an insane fan base. We know that with the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, their 76ers are the same fan base that boos Santa Claus. So, just saying. I'm just saying. So, I don't care either way. Join the team, don't join the team. I just want to see how they play. I'm intrigued to see how the 76ers play now having LeBron James. So, we're going to see. Now, we got a couple comments that came through. One from Texas Kings 88 saying KD wasn't 40-something. KD was still in his prime. Absolutely. I agree with that. And then my man Brandon is saying Knicks in 5. Oh, my. Okay. Okay, brother. So we going to see. We going to see. But, yeah, the funny thing is, like, no one's talking about the Knicks right now. It's all about, the 76ers, having this super team. So we gonna see, the Knicks are quietly, lurking, saying, hey, go ahead and forget about us. It's cool. We gonna do our thing. So we gonna see. We gonna see how it plays out. All right. So moving on, still in the world of the NBA, y'all. Mr. Kawhi Leonard, is still a member of the LA Clippers, Pops. The reason why is because they're saying that it's possible that this investigation into them circumventing the salary cap could last well into 2027. So, while I understand, Adam Silver's stance on this, trying to make sure that this doesn't continue, it's not looking too good for the league right now, Pops. So what are they gonna do? You gonna keep them on the Clippers and just, make it seem like that trade to the Raptors doesn't exist, or what's going on here, Pops?
Well, I think sometimes we have to wait for like due process and all that kind of stuff like that to take place. Uh, I think we really have to wait this thing out and see how it all plays out, and go from there. Because, like I said, a lot of times the jury's always out on everything, but we have to stand back and watch how the league is going to pursue this and see what actually happens. So, what do you think?
I mean, listen, Pops. It's bad for the league already because of the fact that it's drug on so long, and there's other things that have not, taken the same amount of time. So, what I think should happen is they need to come up with some type of settlement, as you saw in the caption here. They need to do a settlement and get this done quickly, or do something. At the end of the day, that's what needs to happen. Situation happened. They're two totally different situations, but with Deshaun Watson, with the Cleveland Browns, his whole Houston, Texas situation, the league said we got to nip this in the bud, get this done, get it resolved, came up with a settlement, done. Well, this needs to happen here. Now, I don't know what that's going to entail, but they need to get it done for sure, because it just looks bad for the league in general. You already got a situation with them talking about the point shaving scandal with all the players and the gambling ring and all this kind of stuff. You already got that, cloud over the NBA. Now you're still dealing with this, and you're saying it could drag into 2027. It's just not good. It's not good at all. Bottom line. So, and it says a lot to say, that the Raptors, I ain't heard them say nothing at all. Remember, they traded for him a few weeks ago. They've not said a word. So, we're going to see, Pops, but it just doesn't look good for the league at all. Just doesn't look good for the league at all. So, Get it done, NBA. Get it done. All right, y'all. Football season is here. Okay. Just to let y'all know, football season is now in full swing. Training camps have gotten off, you know, off and running. You know, we got the Hall of Fame game coming on tomorrow. I don't care if it's preseason. You know how I feel about ball, Pops. Don't matter if it's preseason. Football is back starting tomorrow. And when the Hall of Fame game comes on, there's football on Thursdays for the next few months. And I love it. You already know, Pops. So, going around the NFL, y'all. First up, Mr. Deebo Samuel is now back with the 49ers, Pops. What are your thoughts on that?
I think he missed home, or you had to get out there on the market and see what's what or whatever. And to me, I think that it'll actually make him play better because the simple fact of it is that's who he was doing most of the damage with was the 49ers. So I kind of like that, because I think he's kind of like winding down his career, and due to that fact, I think he will probably play a little bit better because he's kind of like back home.
And I agree. I like the move for the 49ers. You know, he had his best playing days with them, obviously. And I think, in that system, he clearly sees that he had his most success with that team, with the 49ers. So I'm looking forward to seeing him back with them. Excuse me. He was with the 49ers, he was one of my favorite players because of the fact that he wound up in the backfield, slot, whatever. Hell of a player, and I hope that he can do the same now, not against the Cowboys, obviously. But I want to see him do well because, I love seeing him in that 49er system. He did some great things. It was funny how at one point he was like, man, I don't understand. They lining me up back here in the backfield, and I'm not getting paid what I'm worth, and blah, blah, blah. And now he's back with the 49ers. So, obviously, again, he knows where his bread is butter, Pops. And it's with the 49ers, no doubt about that. So, Deebo Samuel is back with the 49ers on a 1-year, $7 million deal. Next up, Pops. Now, I kind of talked about this before about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield said this to the media. He said, like I told you guys, it's all ball. I don't want to talk about it. If you waited this long to take care of your franchise quarterback, that's too bad because it's only going to get worse from here. I'm going to have a really good year. This is Baker Mayfield on disappointing contract talks with the Buccaneers. Now, again, not my second favorite NFL team is the Bucs. Baker Mayfield did say that he was not going to discuss, contract talks or anything like that once training camp began. Training camp was his deadline, and no deal was done. So he's feeling, in his words, disrespected because he didn't get a new deal. Your thoughts, Pop?
Well, it's amazing to me that at one time he was a has-been or a run-around quarterback or whatever. And he started out pretty good, like, with Cleveland and all of that. And I loved him when he was at Oklahoma, and he played real well when he got in the league at first. And he has made Tampa Bay a lot better, than what they were because they didn't have anybody. But you kind of have to be careful about, at one time, nobody kind of really wanted to deal with you, and Tampa Bay took a chance on you. So he's not totally wrong, but sometimes you have to bite the bullet and look at where you came from, and you have to deal with it in the right way. So we'll see how this thing works out because Tampa Bay did trust him, and they did pick him up, and so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Now, again, his self-imposed deadline was the start of training camp, but we'll see if that holds true or not. I will say that, looking ahead past this season, there will be teams that do need a quarterback. And it's not like he, hasn't played well. Like the one start he had for the Rams when he was a journeyman at that point, he can play in any system he's shown. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that they work something out, but, we're going to see. We got a comment from Brandon before I go any further. Brandon is saying, Baker hasn't gotten a good contract because you don't know what Baker you're going to get. He needs playoff success just as much as Dak. Absolutely, brother. I'm there with you. So appreciate that comment, brother. Thanks a lot, Brandon. But yeah, he does need to, get it done though, Pops. They're playing a wait and see approach. and we're gonna see if that bites them in the backside. The Buccaneers. We're gonna see. We're gonna see, because we saw what happened when our beloved Cowboys did that with Dak. Well, we had to wind up giving a lot of this. So we're gonna see what happens. But again, Baker Mayfield's self-imposed deadline was the start of training camp. We'll see if he reverts back to going back to the negotiating table to get a deal done. And reneges on that stance. We're gonna see. And we got another comment from Brandon, and Brandon is saying Baker gonna mess around and be pulled over like Romo. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You need to relax, bro. You wildin', brother. You wildin'. All right, so again, we're hoping that Baker Mayfield, Bucks, y'all come up with a deal, get it done, man. Get it done. Now, Brandon, as I told you, brother, we were gonna come back to this topic once again. This next topic that we're gonna discuss here, and that's my man Kyle Shanahan. I told y'all we were gonna come back to this situation in this show. So Brandon, you were kind of leaning into something about this situation. Your thoughts, brother, on this, and I agree with you in what you were saying in regards to maybe there was another person in the car along with Mr. Shanahan. And I completely agree with you, brother. I think there's more to this story than what Kyle Shanahan said. It's funny how he had to come out and state, hey, listen, I want y'all to understand, this wasn't the person that was involved in the wreck. It wasn't their fault. It was completely my fault. And Pops, again, you're saying that this wreck, all this stuff that happened, again, he broke his nose, he broke 3 ribs, he broke his hand, and he had over 40 stitches in his face and suffered a severe concussion. Now, he said that his phone fell between the seats or whatever. He was looking for his phone, and then this was caused. Now, said he collided with an SUV near his Northern California home. So whether it's a residential area that you did this, again, Pops, I'm finding it extremely hard to believe that this is what occurred. And again, not to mention that July 14th is when this situation happened. And we didn't find out about this until that following Saturday. Your thoughts, Pops, and Brandon, I want to hear from you on this, brother. Give me something, brother. Go ahead, Pops.
So it seems like we think, or I really don't totally know a whole bunch, except for you guys. I did see where you was in that accident, but it seems like someone's trying to say there's a cover up in this situation, and we have someone else involved in this that has not come forth yet. And I know you can't look down for your phone and all of that or whatever, but from what I'm gathering and what we're talking about on this show is that there's somebody that's behind the scenes, and I don't know how long it'll take for that person or whoever this is to come out, but we'll just see what happens. I'm going to sit back and just watch and see if somebody might be on to something.
Pops, check this out. Adam Schefter is the best in the business, along with Ian Rappaport. All these boys, they're the best in the business. You mean to tell me it was a week before you found out this happened? Come on, man. We got a comment from Brandon. I appreciate the brother. I need you to chime in, my man. Brandon saying, nah, if you buy the house, leave the phone on the floorboard. Something else distracted him, because you're not going to be going that fast and get that injured looking for your phone, brother. I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. There's the injuries he sustained, Pops. Come on now. Come on. Now, maybe we'll never hear more about this, but I'm trying to tell you, Pops, come on now. There's no way. Those injuries, there's no way. There's a lot that happened there. But I told y'all we were going to get back on this again and show y'all. I'm a man of my word. But we gonna move on. We gonna move on from this. I'm just saying, there's more to the story. And y'all heard it here first. When more comes out, y'all heard it on the Wild Sports Show first. Just saying. All right, moving on, y'all. There's some money that's being shelled out across the NFL these last couple. Matter of fact, was it last couple days? Yeah, a couple days, Pops. First up, they got some new money. My man Bijan Robinson is now the highest paid running back in NFL history. His base value is $22.25 million, Pops. He signed a deal 3 years, $75 million. Now, I will say, Bijan Robinson's a bad boy. He is a bad boy with that ball in his hands. No doubt about it. He is a bad boy. He got his money. I love to see it. Your thoughts on that, Pop?
Well, when he first came out, he proved to everyone that he was one of the exceptional backs. And so far, up to this point, he's proven that he's the only thing that Atlanta does have to actually bring the fans out to the games. And my thing is that because of the effort he's put forth and how he has and can bring fans out to the game, I believe that he is deserving of the money that he has gotten. And I think that he'll show the people that he's worth there within the next few games, or should I say the next few years. So I'm all right with that.
Okay. Yeah, and the thing is, we hadn't talked about this on the show yet, but he and Jamar Gibbs were doing a hold in. Surprisingly, they were doing a hold in. Now, again, that's the new thing to do. You're not holding out anymore. You're holding in. So you're at camp. So you're not getting fined for missing, days of camp because, obviously your attendance at training camp is mandatory. So they're holding in to prevent that from happening. So he and Jahmyr Gibbs were holding in to get their money. Now, at some point very soon, we're going to see Jamar Gibbs get paid as well. It's inevitable. One of them had to get signed first. Bijan Robinson got his money first. I can guarantee you Jamar Gibbs is going to get a higher deal, whether that's $76 million or whatever. His deal is going to be higher because one of them had to get their deal first, right? So, mark my words, for the next few days or so, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get a deal done, no doubt. Because both of them are really good. I can't front. Remember, we talked about this last year when the Cowboys were getting ready to play the Detroit Lions, and who was the main focal point was Jahmyr Gibbs. They had to stop him because he was the key to their offense and continues to be that. And now he's looking to get this money. Now, I will say the timing is a bit peculiar because of the fact that there is no more David Montgomery to share the backfield with. So he is the bell cow running back for the Detroit Lions, and he's saying, well, look, before I have a billion carries and a billion receptions and all of this, a billion touches, I'm gonna need to get my money first. So kudos to you, Jahmyr Gibbs. We're gonna see what your deal is gonna be. Again, you got my man Bijan Robinson who got paid first, so we're gonna see. And real quick, shout out to all the Instagram folks watching us right now. Appreciate y'all on the gram. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And y'all, once again, as I said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. IG folks, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Facebook, IG, YouTube, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Next up, y'all, again, the money's been flowing. Now, this one was quite surprising. It really was. Mr. Zay Flowers is now a rich individual. He signed a 4-year, $140 million deal, Pops. 4-year, $140 million deal. Now, his average per year ranks among the top 6 receivers. Do you notice there's one name on that list there, Pops? Just saying, there's one name on that list that he's making more money than at this given time. You see who's on that list?
Okay.
Mr. C.D.
Huh.
Lamb.
Huh.
So, do we think that Zay Flowers is a better receiver than C.D. Lamb? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But he's getting paid more than C.D. Lamb is right now on a year-to-year basis. So, what that tells me, guess who's going to be coming to the negotiating table again very soon? Mr. C.D. Lamb. Your thoughts on Zay Flowers getting his new money, Pops?
I'm gonna tie in something with that. You said about CeeDee Lamb. Well, the year that he needs to have coming up is going to determine that. And also, I'm gonna throw this in. It also depends on Pickens and what year he has. So those somebody's going to eliminate somebody. So we'll see how this works out. If Lamb doesn't have a year like we think he should have or could have, then that may put a few little negative things in there because he's got to produce. And there were some times this last season that we saw some things that happened that maybe a drawback to him. But I'm just going to hold the jury out and see what happens this coming year.
Understood. I'm just saying, Zay Flowers get this money. I'm telling you now, C.D. Lamb is like, he's not better than me. So, and I'm not gonna even bring up the other receiver that's on our team because I've mentioned this before, as far as him needing to get his money. And it is what it is, with this. But yeah, this is gonna make C.D. Lamb go back to that negotiating table. I'm telling you now, that's what's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Now he's making $1 million more than him. Understood. I'm just saying, y'all. Just saying. Mark my words, y'all heard it here first. But anyway, Zay Flowers, my man. Get that bag, homie. Appreciate you getting your money, man. Appreciate you getting money. Now, for you, brother, you don't need to, keep playing well. Just make sure you don't do anything stupid out there. Getting some penalties or fumbling the ball. You know what you've done. So
Or
just
drops.
make it happen in the big game moments or drops. You're right, Pops. So, and we got another comment from Brandon. Brandon saying, if Pickens has a great season, CD is gone. Oh, my. Wow. Okay, that's a nice little bold take there, sir. Understood. Appreciate that comment, man. We gonna see about that one. Goodness, that was a fiery one there, Pops. Brandon, you coming with it today, my man. And by the way, I saw the other comment. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I see you, and I'm there with you in regards to the previous subject, Mr. Kyle Shanahan, we were talking about. So I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I see what you said there, sir, and I agree. More to come on that Kyle Shanahan story. I'm telling y'all. But anyway, moving on, and more about this Zay Flowers deal. So, with the Zay Flowers deal, this is where Zay Flowers sits with his guaranteed money. Well, as you can see there, most guaranteed money for a receiver all time, he sits atop that list, Pops. And then, again, to my point, look who's number 5 on this list, Pops. CeeDee Lamb right there once again. This makes it look even worse, though. Like, the average money was one thing, but the guaranteed money, oh my gosh. Just blowing CeeDee Lamb's guaranteed money out of the water. I ain't trying to be in nobody's pockets. I'm just stating the facts here. This is what these numbers are. Zay Flowers is getting paid more guaranteed money than Justin Jefferson, than Jamar Chase. I'm just saying, y'all, look at this. And then Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's getting paid more than him. Now, this Jackson Smith-Njigba just signed his deal, understood. But no one thinks Zay Flowers is better than the other 4 receivers he's getting paid more than. There's no way. Your thoughts, Pops?
Well, like I say again, you can put the money out there. And when CD got his contract and all of that was done, I want to see this young man as the season goes on because you actually have a target on your back and you have to produce more. And also, there are a lot of things that like I told you about the drops and all of that or whatever, the injuries and everything. So I just believe that CD will have a good year, and I think that will probably help him to get a better contract. And I'm going to watch this young man that he just got this 108 you're talking about on that. So the pressure's on him to prove that he's worth that. So like I said, say again, all being the top one. I don't know about that either in a sense, but we'll find out what kind of season he's going to have because pressure is on him to produce and show people that he deserves what he has gotten. So we'll wait to see what happens with that.
Understood. We got another comment from Brandon. Brandon says, 2 missed playoff trips in a row is why CD is at number 5. Jerry Jones is why. Understood. Good point. Good point. All right, y'all. But y'all see where the guaranteed money is. $108 million. My man Zay Flowers now sits atop that list of guaranteed money for wide receivers in the NFL. Well done. Like I said, Zay Flowers, man, kudos to you for getting your bag, brother. All right, moving on. The Hall of Fame game, as I mentioned, Pops, is taking place tomorrow. And pictured here is the Hall of Fame class of 2026. Got Mr. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig, and Adam Vinatieri. Now, you see this list, Pops. What are your thoughts on this class, 2026 Hall of Fame class?
I'll have to agree with them. That's fine. Those guys did do quite a bit for the NFL, and they did contribute quite a bit for the NFL. So it's okay with me. But I got a little bit of bias about some of that in a sense, and I think it's with the older guys. But I'll go ahead and go with them because they did do quite a bit for the NFL. So I'd stand on that.
And the thing is, though, Pops, I'm surprised that it took so long for Roger Craig to get in because, as many people have said, he was Marshall Faulk before Marshall Faulk. Christian McCaffrey before Christian McCaffrey. Those guys who, dual threats, receiving the ball and running the ball. Roger Craig was that guy. He was a catalyst, on those 49er squads. Vital piece of their offense. They had Joe Montana, they had, Jerry Rice, but Roger Craig deserves a lot of credit, a whole lot of credit. And I'm glad to see that he got in. Luke Kuechly, heck of a linebacker. Larry Fitzgerald, my goodness. The model of consistency at the receiver position. Drew Brees. I mean, I truly enjoyed watching those Saints teams. Those offenses, high scoring offenses. Dude was a hell of a quarterback. Really, truly took his craft seriously. Everybody thought his career may have been over, when he had that shoulder injury when he was with the Chargers, and then resurrected his career with the Saints and got with Sean Payton, and the rest is history, So kudos to you, Drew Brees, and then obviously Adam Vinatieri, the most clutch place kicker of all time. There's no words that need to be said. I mean, the Patriots have him to thank for a few of those Super Bowls. Just saying, 2001 against the Rams, against the Carolina Panthers. I'm just saying, So yeah. Adam Vinatieri had a lot to say about that. Just his model of consistency. Even going back in that first Super Bowl when they played, against the Rams, that AFC Championship game beforehand, when he made that amazing kick in the snow. Not a lot of kickers could do that, Pops.
Right.
So forget the Super Bowl, because if it wasn't for that kick in the AFC Championship game against the Raiders, now we obviously know Tuck Rule, all that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the kick that he made through the snow. Was freaking amazing. Not a lot of people talk about that. Got another comment from Brandon. Brandon is saying, no Darren Woodson in HOF. Who decides who gets in? Trash, man. Listen, I agree. Darren Woodson should be in, man. And it's not just because we're Cowboys fans. I agree with you. Darren Woodson should be in. He should be in. So we're on the same page with that, brother. But yeah, your 2026 Hall of Fame class, get Hall of Fame game tomorrow. You'll see all 5 of these gentlemen at some point throughout the telecast during the Hall of Fame game tomorrow. But congrats to those who are going in. Again, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig, and Adam Vinatieri. All right, then we're going to get into some Cowboys news, some Dallas Cowboys talk, Pops. We're going to go quickly through these. First up, The battle for the running back number 2 position. Yo, 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 Aquila. Appreciate you tuning in. What's up? What's up? You know, we talked about the team in red last week. I'm just saying, I don't know if you remember that. We're not talking about them this week, but appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you. What's up? Thank you so much. But as I was saying, y'all, battle for the backup running back position is now ongoing. If you know, we got training camp going on, Pops. And I will tell you, from my understanding, Jaden Blue is in the lead in this competition right now. Your thoughts, Pops?
Well, Mr. Blue is going to show all of the fans what he can do, and I say that because of the fact he said it himself that he let us down a little bit last year, and he was not as productive of a back that he should have been. And we're gonna have the 1-2 punch. We're gonna have the power back and with a little speed, and then we're gonna have Mr. Blue come in and do what he does. And you all are gonna see a different Blue when he starts this season, because he's starting to also learn the offense. And I just believe with the kind of backfield the Cowboys will have, you can hit him with a 1-2 punch, do a power play, and then next thing you know, you'll probably see him run outside or either have trap plays or whatever, and he'll probably do the 40 and 50-yard run that the Cowboys have not been used to. Or should I say the fans have been used to either this coming year.
Well, Pops, I'm saying it here now, and I think I mentioned this on shows past. I'm telling y'all this now. Jaden Blue is going to end up starting. I'm telling you this now. I'm telling you this on August 5th, 2026 at 6:52 p.m. Jaden Blue is going to wind up being the starter. Not now. I'm not saying now. But into the season, he's going to wind up starting some games for the Cowboys. I'm just telling y'all now. I'm saying it now. Just mark my words. We got another comment from Brandon. Blue over Malik Davis. Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. Jaden Blue is going to be starting before season's end. I'm saying it now. Because like I said, he is the key, as I said many times before, Pops. He's the key to this offense going to the next level. I really believe that. Javonte Williams is going to do some things for sure. Consistency is key with him. But as far as those explosive plays, I'm telling you, Pops, Jaden Blue. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, moving on. And this is going to be a segment that we have throughout training camp. So our training camp spotlight this week, we're going to have something called the training camp spotlight. The training camp spotlight is on Drew Shelton. Drew Shelton out of Penn State. Pops, you've mentioned him before, on the show, saying that you thought he might do some things. But they're saying some very positive things about Mr. Drew Shelton. Getting a lot of positive buzz, Pops. And I think he's going to be a vital part as far as that, that jumbo package, that 6 offensive linemen on the line to create some more explosive running plays. Your thoughts on Drew Shelton and what you think he's going to do? As I said, I've heard some positive things about him, Pops. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with what you're saying about him, and I think you just said the word, the actual jumbo package. And I think as he continues to learn the offense or whatever they need him to do, I think he possibly would be more of shall I say, a factor in Dallas's run for the playoffs. So I think that if someone goes down, this is a dependable young man, and like I said, as soon as he learns the system like he should learn it, and then that jumbo package, like you just said, but sometimes that package is used to wear down defenses and. 2 running backs we have, I think he'd be a very good asset in that offensive line. So we'll see how that turns out.
Understood. Yeah, like I said, he's our training camp spotlight for this week's show because of the fact that he's doing very well in camp right now. Just on the surface, hearing a lot of good things about him and hoping that he does become, again, how big of a fan I am in that swing tackle role, how much they play a vital role in that running game being successful. And being able to be utilized across that line is vital. So, we're going to see. Now, the better he plays, who knows what may happen as far as him not being a Cowboy if he plays extremely well. Because we know when we've had swing tackles that have played or swing linemen that have played well before, they've signed on some hefty deals with other teams. So I'm just saying, Drew Shelton, my man, you get our camp spotlight for this week's show, training camp spotlight. Well done, my man. All right, so next up, getting some very positive news about my man Caleb Downs, Pops. So DeMarvion Overshown had some high hopes for Caleb Downs. His quote, he said, "We're not even looking at him as a rookie." DeMarvion Overshown on Caleb Downs. Your thoughts on this, Pops?
Well, I looked at the some highlights of him, and I said that this young man can play all over the field, and that's the one thing that I like about him. That means he has a smart mind, or whatever, and also he can possibly read offense, especially when he starts getting into the NFL in games or whatever, reading the offenses real well. Like I said, they're going to move him all over the field, and I like his physicality, and also the younger guys around him seem to they accept him, and I think they're going to play a lot better with him. Not only the actual defensive coordinator, but I believe that them as a unit, with him being kind of like the leader of this thing, that's what I believe is going to help the Cowboys this coming year.
Okay, we got a comment, first time commenter, I believe, from at Warbone2497. Hello, what do y'all think of HC saying Caleb Downs may not play in preseason games? Look, I'm not necessarily a fan of him not playing, because the more reps he gets, the better off he's going to be. I mean, you can only protect players so much. I get maybe saying it about Dak Prescott or whatever, but someone that's a rookie needs reps. Just like we talked about in last week's show, Pops, about Tyler Guyton needing more and more reps, because the more you play, the better off it is for you. For rookies, I'm not a fan. To answer your question, appreciate the comment, Warbone2497. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. But yeah, Pops, he needs to play. Caleb Downs needs to play. Now, maybe not 1,000 snaps or things of that nature, but you need to play. You not played it down in the NFL. Get him on the field. Get him on the field. Your thoughts, Pops?
I agree with that. You don't want to play him so much to whereas he can have a possibility of getting hurt, which that's in any play or whatever. But he does need to be in that so he can read NFL offenses because of the fact that he's never done this. And they also want to be able to see some of his moves or ability to do what he does best, and that is attack. So again, he does need to see a few plays or whatever, not too many, because the simple fact of it is, if you're in a whole different league with the NFL, so we'll see what happens with that.
I agree, Pops. Then we got a comment from Brandon, another comment from Brandon saying all Cowboys need to play at least one series in preseason. Agreed. I completely agree with that, and I know Pops does as well. Appreciate that comment, Brandon. And again, at Warbone, appreciate the first time comment, my man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, so of course y'all know we can't end the show without having our bruh moment of the week. Y'all already know we got to have a bruh moment of the week. So without further ado, our bruh moment of the week. Our bruh moment of the week. And who does it go to? Who does the bruh moment of the week go to? None other. My man Tony Romo got it for the second week in a row. And the reason why is because he has now been placed on leave until further notice. On leave until further notice. Y'all, remember last week he was our bro moment of the week because of him being charged with operating while intoxicated. And now this? What? So I'm shocked because I honestly didn't think that was going to happen, Pops. But there are those that are saying, look, you've been kind of off your game here with how you've been commentating. You were the hottest thing, on the set when you first came onto the scene, guessing plays, things of that nature. But now we're going to need you to step up your game a little bit. So we're going to put you on leave for a bit, maybe to get your mind right and see what's going on. But yeah, he's now on leave until further notice. Was placed on leave by CBS Sports until further notice. So right now, JJ Watt is going to be in the booth with Jim Nance. So we gonna see how this goes. But Pops, your thoughts, sir?
Well, like I said, say he gonna be put on leave for so long until you're gonna know that he is no longer on to be on leave. So we'll leave it at that.
Oh man, Tony Romo, man. Listen, hopefully you get it together, brother. Hone your skills and get it together, my man. But yeah, he's currently on leave until further notice by CBS Sports. And then before we close out, we got a couple more comments. We got a comment from Texas Kings 88 saying thanks for last week's shout out QMP. Appreciate it, brother. Hey, my man. Much love to you, bro. Much love to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your comments and everything, man. No problem for that, man. No problem. And then comment from Brandon. Romo got replaced by JJ Watt, so that means Watt got his lick back for that missed tackle. Yo, you wildin', man. You wildin'. You be on it all the time, bro. Seriously. You be on it, man. You too quick for it, bro. But yeah, man, he's on leave, being replaced by JJ Watt for right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But can he be fired, Pops? Yeah, I don't know, but I guess we gonna see. But yeah, Tony Romo got our bro moment of the week. Second week in a row. Hoping everything gets better for you, my man. But anyway, y'all, that's gonna do it for us for tonight's show. Again, I thank y'all so much for tuning in, for all the comments, for all the love, all the support, y'all. Thank y'all once again. Again, Instagram followers, all the new followers you got on the gram, appreciate y'all. All the new subscribers on YouTube, all the new followers on Facebook, y'all. We appreciate y'all more than words could ever express. We appreciate y'all. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Always like, share, and subscribe. And until next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, y'all. Peace out.